Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for checking in at G Crochet Off the Hook. I'm G, and some days we just want to play dress up. And what's better than having a beanie quick change? This is the 7th batch of BEANIE-Tastic. I hope you enjoy. Welcome to Quick Change Beanies. This won't be quick with my glasses on. Hello everyone and welcome to Beanie Quick Change, starting with the ski mask. The granny sun hat. The sparkling Garden Lodge beanie. The snowy wheat stitch beanie. The bean stitch beanie. And last but not least, under the stairs beanie. Well, wasn't that a surprise? I needed to get moving this morning, and I also needed a chuckle. And there's nothing like having a good giggle with yourself, except this time I got to share it with you, and never say never, because that was my first quick change of any kind ever. And it was under 60 seconds, so I'm going to consider it relatively quick. So on to my 7th batch of beanies. My beanies that I'm sharing with you at the minute come from 2 lovely crochet alongs, and that is by Lara from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. She does a pick for Bod Hatapalooza. These are beanies that have video tutorials by Crystal from Bag O Day, and also the lovely Litza from Coco's Crochet, who does a beanie pick of the week. So I have been making 2 beanies per week, and that is growing my beanie stash. These are beanies that I crochet to gift by myself if I'm able to, different organizations that need beanies to warm heads during winter. And then I also collect beanies that I've made and drop them off at bigger collection points where people collect them and gift out to different NGOs. Starting off with this batch of beanies that I've made is the beautiful stitch. It's a pattern by Brianna K, the Snowy Wheat Beanie, and it looks so delicate and complicated, but it really isn't. I used a 5mm hook, owl yarns, chick DK in the color crocus, and this turned out to be a really beautiful beanie. Then we move on to the Bead Stitch Beanie. This was by 5 Little Monsters. Beautiful texture to this beanie. Again, a very easy pattern to follow by 5 Little Monsters. And I used a variegated yarn by Ella Yarns DK called Sea Spray. And I used a 5.5mm hook. And all these beanies that I've made are made out of 100% acrylic. This was really a beautiful beanie. And then we also had, this was Under the Stairs beanie. This is a beanie by Bag O Day. And I used a 6mm hook, and I did need to double the strands for this one because I used Kismet's Lollipop and it's a very thin DK. So I did double the strands. If I stretch it a bit, you can see the under the stairs effect. And then of course I used the whole skein and ran out. I had a bit of yarn chicken there. So I grabbed 2 other colors and also double stranded them to finish off with the brim. And I surprised myself because this beautiful pink with the yellow and the orange actually, there we go, came out really well together. So that was our Under the Stairs beanie. And our fourth beanie, which was one that was really fun to make, is this ski mask, a pattern by Crystal from Bag O Day. She does give you the option to only have the eye holes and leave out the mouth. But since I was making it for the first time, I decided I wanted to see what it would look like with the mouth on. For this one, I used Owl Yarn's Chick DK in the color Cherry Red with a 5mm hook. And then, as you saw me trying to put it on and take it off, I did do a little double crochet front post and back post and decreased by a stitch around, just so that it would fill the neck area and sit a little bit tighter. So without the mouth hole, you just have your eyes showing, and with the mouth hole, you have a place to talk from, I guess. So that was a really fun beanie. Then we had the Granny Square sun hat. Now, this one I chose to put a wire rim in, which you just crochet over. That's not very tricky. Can feel a little bit awkward. Crystal does give you other ideas of what you could use to keep this part of the hat out. But it was a lovely, easy square to follow. I particularly enjoyed the join, which we can see there. And for this one I used Owl Yarns again, Chick and Charity DK with a 5.5mm hook. And this I won't be gifting to Charity. I actually think come summertime I might use it myself in the garden, because the brim is staying out quite nicely, and I think it will shade my glasses and keep a little piece of my neck at the back covered as well. So not a beanie or a hat that I would have normally tried on my own, which is why taking part in these cowls is so fun, because you really do get to make beanies that you might never have, you know, set your eyes on or thought there was a pattern available for it. So that was the Granny Square sun hat. And last but not least, and I did need a little bit of sparkle, so I decided to use a sparkly yarn in this beanie. It's the Garden Lodge beanie, also by Crystal. It's a very easy, very quick beanie. And even though I used this Kismet Lollipop Twinkle DK, it's made of 94% acrylic and 6% metallic. So this little sparkle in here is a metallic. But I normally only bring these sparkly yarns out towards Christmas time. And I thought that's actually quite a shame. I have a rather large container of sparkly yarn. So I wanted to go ahead and try it in the sparkle, and I'm rather glad that I did. So that's it, peeps. 7th batch of beanies, and I have already started. This is something about the cows. It keeps you moving. It keeps you doing something during the week, even when your energy might be low. You know that you are crocheting with a whole lot of other people that are also crocheting their beanies for the week, and that sort of spurs you on to make sure you get yours done for that specific week. So I've already started week 8 beanies. I've also attempted to do a novelty beanie. If you haven't seen her video yet, it's Judy from Which Piece Craft. She did a mini beanie crochet along for this month. I believe it does come to an end on Monday, the last day of June. So there is still time. If you check out her video, perhaps you'd like to crochet a novelty beanie and share it with her. She'll be sharing all the novelty beanies with us once she's gone through all of them, and I can't wait to see all the inspiration that comes from people trying to make a novelty beanie. That's all for now. I'll be back relatively soon this week to share some makes that I've made towards the end of June. Until then, have a quick change with your beanies. See how much fun it is. Happy crocheting!